numbers confirming what we see and feel all around us.
Tonight, the emotional toll the pandemic is taking on American children. Parents noticing a significant rise in depression and anxiety, and some heartbroken families losing children to suicide.
The impact of coronavirus, of course, is hard enough for adults, and it's really proving tough for children.
It sure is. Therapists say the pandemic has created a mental health crisis for children.
The isolation of the pandemic can be especially tough on the young people in your life.
Emergency room visits for mental health issues have skyrocketed since the pandemic began.
The CDC has reported mental health-related emergency department visits were up 24% for 5 to 11-year-olds and 31% for 12 to 17-year-olds.
They're hating school and they're depressed, they're dejected, their grades are falling, they're regressing.
Children are really struggling with the lack of social contact, playtime with peers, direct contact with teachers.
According to the CDC, 3 out of 4 Americans between the ages of 18 and 24 report poor mental health tied to the pandemic.
Hello, my name is Ariana and I'm 15 years old. I am one of the thousands of kids helped by Nexus Family Healing each year. Each of us is unique and has a different story. All of us benefit when people like you learn more about our needs and how Nexus Family Healing is working to address those needs. I am grateful for Nexus Family Healing because the staff here are helping by teaching me skills to deal with my strong emotions and support me when I am upset. In the future, I hope to run my own nail salon.
Good morning and welcome to Building Connections. My name is Bobby Kochever and I'm the Chief Officer of Child and Family Services at Nexus Family Healing. We are very grateful that you are able to join us this morning to learn more about Nexus and the children and families that we serve. Like many of you, I'm tuning in from my home office. And while I wish that we were able to be together in person, this virtual event allows us to safely give you a behind-the-scenes look at the services that Nexus offers. Those include foster care and adoption, residential treatment for youth, and outpatient community health services, which will be the highlight of this morning's coffee break. And while the focus will be on Minnesota, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Nexus also serves children and families in North Dakota, Illinois, and Maryland. Nexus Family Healing has been around for nearly 50 years, and the demand for mental health services is greater than ever. COVID-19 and the increase in civil unrest has rocketed an already critical issue to new heights. Today, you will hear what Nexus Family Healing is doing to respond to as many needs as possible and what it will take to enhance, grow, and innovate the support in our communities. Okay, are you ready? Have you got that cup of coffee, OJ, Diet Coke, whatever your drink of choice is? It's time for me to send it over to WCCO-TV News anchor and mom, Amelia Santaniello, who will be our travel guide during this morning's coffee break. Good morning, Amelia.
Thank you, Bobby. I'm so excited to be here this morning. And yes, I do have my coffee. And good morning to everyone who is tuning in today. As Bobby mentioned, I'm Amelia Santaniello, and I'm an anchor for WCCO here in the Twin Cities. I'm new to Nexus Family Healing myself, and I'm looking forward to learning more along with you. First, let me tell you a little bit about how I got involved. As a newest anchor, I hear many, many stories. Some are sad, some are filled with hope. Back in December, WCCO ran a story at the end of last year about Nexus Family Healing. And the story was about Nexus's foster care programs. And it highlighted the fact that because children who go into foster care are often taken from their homes quickly, they sometimes show up to their new home with all of their belongings in trash bags. So we did a call out for viewers to donate suitcases to Nexus, and they answered in a big way. I've been told that Nexus is now overflowing with bags and suitcases, emphasizing the interest in Nexus and the desire to help our youth. And I hear that many of those donors are here with us today, so I want to give you all a big thank you. After we ran the story, I reached out to Nexus personally to see how I could help, and here I am. And thank you for joining us this morning. I'm thrilled to help facilitate this morning's coffee break, so let's get started. I would like to introduce you to Natalie McGrady. She is the chair of the Nexus Foundation for Family Healing Board of Directors. She has been part of Nexus for several years, and she's here to tell us why she loves being a part of this organization.
Thank you, Amelia. And I'm drinking tea. And good morning, everyone. I'm so proud to be a volunteer, supporter, and board member with Nexus Foundation for Family Healing. As the Director of Supplier Diversity with Cargill, I have the opportunity to meet some incredible people throughout the world. My work with Nexus has allowed me to meet incredible people right here in our own communities. From my fellow Nexus and Nexus Foundation board members to our leadership team and our dedicated staff. We are all strongly committed to improving the lives of children and families during some of their most critical times. But it's the children and the families who have touched my heart and have inspired me the most. They have inspired me to reach out to friends and family to invite them into the world of Nexus and consider how they too can join in this important mission. I joined the Nexus board and give to the Nexus Foundation because they support youth and families affected by trauma. I believe in the mission and I've witnessed their great work. I give because trauma can affect us all. I'd like to thank our sponsors, AmTrust, Assured Partners, Bremer Bank, and Stonebridge Capital Advisors for their longtime financial support and for allowing us to share the Nexus mission with all of you at this morning's event. And my thanks to all of you for taking time to learn about mental health in our community and how Nexus is responding to those needs. Together we are stronger. Thank you. Back to you, Amelia.
Thank you, Natalie, and thank you for everything you do for Nexus and the families they support. Now, I know firsthand from my work in the newsroom that mental health support is a truly growing need in our community. It has been a need for years. The pandemic has really accelerated and raised awareness of mental health needs at all ages. It has made services like those offered by Nexus even more critical. Dr. Michelle Murray is not only the CEO of Nexus Family Healing, she's also a licensed marriage and family therapist, and she's worked directly with children and families before her leadership role at Nexus. She is an expert in the field of mental health and will talk with us about the current community needs and how Nexus is responding.
Thank you so much, Amelia. It's so great to have you support us. And welcome everybody on this very early morning. I'm so grateful that you're here learning about Nexus Family Healing and what we do. You know, we all have a story to tell. We all have things that impact who we are, our perceptions, our experiences of the world. And all of those things can really impact the choices that we have before us. I talk to so many families and children who have such, stories of hope, stories of loss, stories that really just shape who they are. And those stories are often reaped with severe mental health issues that they're dealing with their children and their families and parents and teenagers, and also trauma, whether it's sexual abuse or physical abuse or neglect or abandonment or loss. These are the types of experiences that the kids and the families that we serve deal with. I actually want to tell you about one story about Craig. And I was running a group with some kids at one of our programs, and we had taken a break from the group, and Craig went to the buffet and he filled up 2 large plates of all this food and goodies and just heaped food. And he came and sat down next to me and he was saying, yeah, look at all this food. I know I have food issues. And then he proceeded to tell me about how his parents would have to lock the refrigerator and lock the cupboards so that he could not eat. And the work that we do at Nexus Family Healing is we help the Craigs of the world understand their behavior differently. And we help the parents understand their children's behavior differently so that they can parent them with more success for the whole family. And, when I think about the mission of Nexus Family Healing, I'm so committed to us finding the services and the help that we need for these families so that they can get the help that they need so that they can have hope and healing. And it's so important to me that when we work with families, they're the ones that are going to impact their children's mental health. And so we want to set them up for success with no judging and compassion and care and concern. You know, we have heard so much as of late with everything going on. We know mental health issues are on the rise for children and families alike. We've heard parents who are struggling so desperately with their preschoolers, with anxiety and other behavioral issues that their daycares and their preschool programs can't manage. We have heard teenagers and adults alike increased in their depression and their isolation due to COVID and some of the civil unrest that's happening. We've also just heard of many people who are going to ERs for crises that can't be managed, and there's no beds for people to deal with these crises. We also know that suicide is again on the rise, and it's just significantly increased as of late. Well, our job at Nexus Family Healing is to find ways to help these folks get their needs met. We, over the last year, have spent time in looking at expanding our day treatment programs to help those preschoolers. We've been working tirelessly on expanding our outpatient programs to get people that mental health that they need. And thanks to donors and to businesses and partners that we have, we, just this last year, were able to offer telehealth to get access to more families in need. We've also joined with partners, and we are just about ready to launch this year as an operating partner, the first state-of-the-art crisis response program in the southeast part of Minnesota that will help deal with immediate crises that adults and children alike have. You know, we have been so proud of the work that we do, and I'm so proud of our staff for all the dedication and the work that they put towards all the services that we do. We know that we are here to impact people, to create healing, to create hope, and that's what we continue to strive to do. You are going to hear some other stories from folks where our mission has really made an impact. And I just want to thank people for telling their story. It's so important that we reduce the stigma of mental health and we get people to talk about what's really happening so that we can provide more services to communities to get help. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to pass this program on to Amelia, who is going to be going ahead and interviewing one of our experts of our PASS program, and PASS stands for Preschools Achieving School Success Program. And I'm really excited for you to learn about this program. So thank you for tuning in and have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Michelle. And I am now so excited to be joined by two individuals who are closely tied to the Nexus Facts PASS program. With me now is Sarah, who is a clinical supervisor for the PASS program, and Dina, whose children have participated in this program. So nice to meet both of you ladies. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Sarah, good morning. Do you have your coffee? Sarah, let's start with you. Can you give us an overview of what the PASS program is and who it serves?
Yeah, of course. So the PASS program is the Early Childhood Mental Health Preschool Day Treatment Program. We work with children ages 3 to 5 or 6-ish, typically before they enter kindergarten. And these are kiddos that have maybe not adjusted well to other environments, such as more typical preschool settings, childcare settings. And they come to us with usually some type of anxiety diagnosis and or PTSD. And so we work with them to help the kids and families get readjusted to those more typical settings.
You know, Sarah, I find that interesting because you say 3, 5, 6 years old. And I don't think people, the community, most people don't think of those ages as needing this kind of a program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely an area that's getting more and more attention now, and we're seeing the positive impact of intervening early with these kids. Mm-hmm. Usually it's been common in the past to start to work with kids with these types of behaviors or conditions when they reach kindergarten. But really what we have found through research and other areas is that when we can intervene early, we are not only setting the stage for more positive development later in life, but really we can eliminate some of the diagnoses altogether. So in adulthood, we're not going to see anxiety anymore or PTSD anymore.
Well, Dina, you have 3 children who have been part of the PASS program. Can you talk a little bit about how this partnership came to be?
My children were at the time attending PASS or not PATH, we were going to the Mendota Heights fax office for family therapy. And my twins especially were struggling with being able to keep their bodies safe while in daycare and basically many, if not all, social settings. And we were referred by our family therapist to PATH.
And it sounds like things have been going well.
Yes, my twins actually did 2 cycles through PATH, and my older daughter went through 1 cycle, and it was so amazing in not only equipping them, but equipping myself with the tools needed to help them through their social struggles, because a good part of that isn't just making your kids function, it's helping you help them to understand why they're upset and then how to get them calm again and how to be safe.
So Dina, as you told us a little earlier, it sounds like your kids are thriving through this program.
They've made so much progress in the three to 4 years that they've been in therapy and having gone through PATH, and then are maintaining therapy and the other supports that we have put into place. Yes, I 100% probably will never ever take my kids out of therapy there, because it is so good and the communication is amazing there, and just the access to my children's therapists, you know, when I feel like they're struggling or if they notice something, it's very open and very comfortable. It doesn't feel like I'm sending my kids out to be analyzed and then returned. They're being treated very well there.
And it sounds like you're also involved too, which is nice, right? That you know what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you both. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Dina, for sharing all of your stories and your information with us this morning. Both of you are doing amazing work.
Thank you, Amelia.
Next, we'll hear from 2 people who have benefited from Nexus and want to share their stories. First, we will meet Simon, a young teenager who received support through Nexus Fax in Mendota Heights. Nexus Fax offers a plethora of resources, including the PASS program that you just learned about, and other in-home and outpatient support for people of all ages in the Twin Cities area. And then we're going to hear from Samantha, the mother of 3 young children who have been working with Nexus Girard Community Mental Health Services in Austin, Minnesota for several years now. Nexus Girard, which has provided residential service for teens for 50 years, expanded to add outpatient services in 2015 in response to the community demand and need for these resources. So let's hear from them now.
Hi, my name is Simon and I'm 13 years old. I'm here to talk to you about Nexus Fax. I've been struggling with anxiety for a number of years. My mom really wanted me to come see a therapist. I did not want to, but I did it anyways. And if I'm being honest, I kind of love it. I see Luke here at the Nexus Fax office in Mendota Heights every couple of weeks. He has really given me tools and tricks to help me control and comprehend my anxiety. For example, I get very anxious flying on planes. Recently, my family and I went on a trip, and Luke sat down with me beforehand and gave me some very specific tools and tricks to help me get through it. And I'm happy to say they worked, and me and my family had a great trip. So basically what I'm trying to say is Luke is awesome, therapy's awesome, and Nexus Fax is awesome. Thanks for listening.
Hi, my name is Samantha Reimers. My family has been a patient at Nexus Outreach Girard for 5 or 6 years now. We started with services here when I needed better coping skills when I was trying to co-parent with my kids' dad. I didn't believe in going to therapy. Somebody had referred me to it, and coming here helped build skills I needed to become a better parent. And then when my son was diagnosed with diabetes, we decided as a family that it was a good outlet for him to have another person other than me to talk to about it. And so he began seeing Matthew here, has been with him since day one. Matthew has been here. He has been awesome. He sees 2 of my children actually. He meets with them once a week. We've actually gone back to my son just doing check-ins with him because he will always need somebody else, but at this moment he's doing well. Matthew has used jokes to connect with my kids. During the pandemic, he would play virtual card games with them, and he doesn't pressure them to talk and share everything that needs to be shared. He builds the connections and helps build their skills at coping with life. We will continue to seek services through the outpatient program at Girard throughout the future, dependent on what my kids need or what I need, whether I need to see somebody every week or just as a check-in or monthly. It's a great service to have an outlet that we can use in our community to help better ourselves.
Thank you, Simon and Samantha. You both are amazing, and we're so grateful that you shared your stories with us today. As we discussed this morning, the need for mental health help is great, and it is growing. Nexus has the expertise and experience to help those who need it, and are continually looking for ways to grow so that they can help more people. One of their newest partnerships is a collaboration of 10 Southeast Minnesota counties, Mayo Clinic, Olmsted Medical Center, the Southern NAMI chapter, along with other partners, to build a brand new center called CIRC, Southeast Regional Crisis Center, located in Rochester, Minnesota. The grand opening for this building is set for June, which is next month, and Nexus Family Healing will be managing all programs. We're going to hear now from one of the co-chairs of the executive committee for this initiative, Dr. Bruce Suter from Mayo Clinic, who will give a brief overview of this partnership and why they've selected Nexus. And then we're going to hear from the new executive director of CIRC, Nicole Muchek, who is going to give us details about how this program partnership will work and even give us a sneak peek into the new building. So this is all very exciting.
Hello, I'm Dr. Bruce Suter. I'm a psychiatrist at Mayo Clinic, and I am the chair of the CIRC Executive Committee. It's my pleasure to be here today to talk with you a little bit about the Crisis Center because it's something that we're really excited about. You know, we recognize, not just in Southeast Minnesota, but across the state of Minnesota, that there's a big gap in the care continuum for people with mental illness and people who have behavioral health crises. And what we recognized was that if you are in a mental health crisis, you really don't have options of where to go. I can go try to get an appointment, an outpatient appointment, which in a crisis probably isn't something that's going to work very well, or I can go to the emergency department. And while there are mental health crises that require someone to go to an emergency department, there is a gap in between for folks who need services, who need assessment, and who need care that don't necessarily need an emergency room. So we recognized that there was this gap. And we were aware and had worked with the state of Minnesota on developing bonding funding for crisis centers throughout Minnesota. And we were able to come together in a unique consortium. We recognized that the 10 counties of Southeast Minnesota and that the Mayo Clinic, Olmsted Medical Center, NAMI, none of these organizations could do this alone. But when working together in a unique partnership of public and private organizations to be working together to be developing a model and developing a plan for a crisis center in Southeast Minnesota, we were successful in getting the bonding dollars. We are really excited about being able to work with Nexus Family Healing. When we looked at their proposal for managing the crisis center, we recognized that they had a great deal of experience. We recognized they had great professionals, and they put together a really good plan of how they were going to really be working with us and for the people of Southeast Minnesota. So we're excited to have Nexus Family Healing on board, and we're really excited about the Crisis Center coming online here in the next few months.
Thank you, Dr. Suter. We are just so grateful to be a part of such an important initiative, and I really appreciate you providing some background on the process this morning. My name is Nicole Muchek, and I'm the Executive Director of the Southeast Regional Crisis Center. CIRC is an innovative walk-in mental health center opening this summer in Rochester. It's an impressive collaboration between several organizations, CIRC is operated by Nexus Family Healing. We will provide care to individuals in Southeast Minnesota who are experiencing a mental health crisis. Services will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we'll offer services to all 10 counties of Southeast Minnesota. The Southeast Regional Crisis Center offers a crisis receiving and walk-in clinic, as well as short-term crisis residential services for adults and children. CIRC also provides care coordination as well as stabilization services. Thank you for listening and learning about CIRC this morning. We're so grateful to be able to offer these services and cannot wait for when we get to open our doors.
Hello again. I hope you learned a few things about Nexus Family Healing and about youth and families that we are here to serve. If you are inspired to be part of our mission, here are some ways you can get involved. Learn more, reach out to us, ask questions, subscribe to our newsletter, our social media sites, take a tour, find out more about what's happening in our communities and how Nexus is responding. Share the story. Tell others about Nexus and what has inspired you today. 1 in 4 people are affected by mental health issues, making it likely that you know someone that has been affected by or cares about improving mental health. Contribute. As a nonprofit, we rely on community investments to keep our programs running, to ensure our staff have training needed to provide the best care, and to expand and enhance the work we do to meet the growing mental health needs of children and families. It takes financial support to make this happen. And finally, join us. We want to invite you to join us for a Night for Nexus, our annual fundraising gala. The event is Friday, October 1st, and we will be coming to you both virtually and live at the Weston Galleria in Edina. This inspiring event will be an opportunity for us to safely gather in support of each other and the children and families who turn to Nexus. More information is to come. Please consider purchasing a ticket, becoming a sponsor, and be sure to bring a friend or two. I also want to do one last shout out to our sponsors that help make this morning's coffee break possible. Thank you all. We really do appreciate you. And Amelia, thank you again for joining us for coffee or tea this morning. We are very fortunate to have people like you supporting our work. Thank you.
Are you kidding? It was my pleasure. I had so much fun and I learned so much about Nexus Family Healing. The need for mental health programs is great. Nexus, you're doing amazing work, and thank you for all you do to keep our children, our families, our communities strong and healthy. And thank you again and all of you who have joined me in learning more about Nexus today. I hope to see many of you in person sometime soon. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your day.